I grew up in a quiet, close-knit family, tucked away in a small suburban neighborhood where everyone knew everyone. Our house wasn't fancy, just a simple two-story place with creaky stairs, faded photo frames on the wall, and a kitchen that always smelled like something warm was cooking. My dad worked long hours as a technician. He was the kind of man who spoke little, but showed his love by fixing broken things and driving us everywhere without a single complaint. My mom stayed home when we were younger and later took on a part-time job. No matter how tired she was, she always made sure our house felt like a safe harbor. My brother, Alex, was 3 years older than me. He was protective, loud, and effortlessly popular. People were just drawn to him. He made friends easily and would bring them home without asking. Our house quickly became a second home to his friends, especially to Lucas. And then there was me. I was the quiet one, always in the background, always watching. I grew up listening more than I spoke, learning about people through the small details they let slip. While Alex lived his life out loud, I lived mine inwardly, observing, remembering, and feeling things far too deeply to ever say them out loud. Our family wasn't perfect, but it was warm. Our doors were rarely locked, and laughter came easily. And because of that warmth, Lucas never really felt like a guest. He felt like he was one of us. Lucas became part of our house so naturally that his presence stopped feeling borrowed. He moved through our rooms with an easy familiarity, sitting at our dinner table, leaning against door frames, and blending into our family routines as if he had always been there. No one ever questioned it. No one needed to. To everyone else, he was just my brother's closest friend. But to me, he was the background of my entire childhood. I learned early on how to stay unnoticed. I would watch from the edges of rooms while laughter filled the space. I absorbed moments that I was never really meant to keep for myself. I memorized his habits, the way he carried himself with such confidence, the way he seemed to belong everywhere without even trying. As time passed, I began to change, quietly. Childhood just fell away without any ceremony. Feelings deepened without asking for permission. What started as simple admiration slowly turned into something heavier, something that lived in the pauses between moments. But he never crossed a line. And that was the hardest part. He treated me with a comfortable familiarity, with a kindness that never asked any questions. To him, I was just a constant in his life that required no reflection. I was safe. I was known. And I was invisible in the way that family so often is to one another. The house started to feel different as the years went on. Visits became shorter. Laughter came in short bursts instead of the constant floods we were used to. The future crept closer, and with it came the certainty that some people are only meant to stay for a season. When he finally left, there was no dramatic farewell. It was just an absence. Just an empty space where someone used to be. The rooms in our house adjusted slowly, learning how to exist without him there. And life, as it always does, moved forward. New responsibilities took root. New paths unfolded before me. And love arrived in forms that were returned, steady and real. I built a life that made sense. But still, some feelings refused to leave. They lived on in memories, in the familiar corners of my childhood home, in the quiet understanding that not all love is meant to be spoken. Some love exists only to be felt, to be carried, and eventually to be accepted. He never knew. And maybe that was the point all along. Because he was never meant to be my forever, he was only meant to be my beginning,